don't break up, 'cause that would be awkward as fuck. No, just find your beach.
Welcome back, everybody, to another smooth Patreon episode.
Wow.
An ad-free listening experience.
What do you think?
Like water in the desert for your ears.
Yeah. Like if your ears were in the desert.
And they got hot.
Yeah.
You'd come across a lagoon.
Or a lagoon. That would also be good. Because I just think like, you're probably also hungry.
You're probably also hungry.
And peanuts are legumes.
And you could eat those, and then you could take a sip of water through your ears.
Yeah.
And that's what this podcast is.
This podcast is like if you were at sea, and you didn't have any fresh water because you're at sea.
Right.
And it's been days. And you're like, I'm going to die.
And you're like, I'm just going to go down to the bottom of the ship where they all do anal.
But it's not
and
quite.
While you're bending over for one of your worst enemies on the ship, you find an Evian bottle and you say, well,
What?
I don't have to trade anal for water now.
But more like you're not on a ship. You know what I mean? Because when you're lost at sea, you're not.
Speaking of being wet, today's episode is a very special episode, a very disgusting, nasty episode.
Wow.
For all you sickos out there.
Yeah.
You guys sent in your sex stories. You did a great job. I was really surprised by how many of our Patreon listeners are fucking freaks.
Gross.
Absolute freaks.
Yeah.
And I'm into it. I am.
Yeah.
It's scary for Andy because he doesn't want to try things outside of his comfort zone.
Well, I'm also...
like inviting an NBA player into our home.
Hey, we can invite an NBA player if you let me invite one of the cast members from Euphoria.
Absolutely not. That's a crime. It's a crime.
Okay.
Folks, I am very excited to share some of these. And
Me
Andy,
too.
just so you know, give me that fucking vape back.
What are you talking about?
Give it back.
It's right here.
Just so you know,
Creep.
I just took a bath. So I cleaned myself off.
Yeah.
And then I passed out on the bathroom floor.
Which was hot. I was kind of like, ooh, I get to live out some fantasies I've had.
I don't know what Andy did, but I can tell you that my neck hurts and my butt's real dry.
Your butt's dry?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Dry and sticky. So we'll see where this goes. Maybe he'll share some things along the way as we go through these stories. But let's get into your disgusting, filthy sex lives because you shared some wild ones, all right? I'm going to go with the first one. Here we got a Patreon member. Obviously, this is anonymous. Okay, so she's a lady. I wore an insertable strap-on, which I'd never heard of, by the way. I did not know that was like a thing. But it does make a lot more sense. Why aren't they all insertable?
So it's a strap-on that comes out of your vag.
Yeah, a bulbous end inside of my vag, and the other end is a cock.
Wow.
Okay? So she wore this to a sex party, and a man walked up to me and very politely asked if I'd like to face fuck him. And I screamed, fuck yes. And because of the insertable end, I had a monster orgasm while he sucked and jerked me off. Wow.
I mean, it's
a fucking crazy, awesome story.
I mean, it's just kind of a humble brag, I mean, it's not.
Well, that's what these are, babe.
They're all just like, I nutted really hard.
Well, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
mean?
saying. You want it to end in shame because that's how your sexual experiences end.
Well,
but this
I didn't
one
want to just
ended
have a horny...
where she felt good.
That's not...
Not everything has to end in tears and prayer.
Okay,
Andy.
This is a comedy podcast, so we can't just do comedy based off people having great orgasms.
Why not?
Because it's not funny.
Okay, fine. Well,
I'm just horned up right now. That's
Okay,
all I'm thinking
Well,
of.
she shared another one.
Okay.
I once fucked my girlfriend's new girlfriend before she did, with her permission, of course. Which,
Okay.
I don't know why she said of course. You know?
With her permission?
Yeah, I mean, that was nice of you to ask her permission, but I thought this was like, I once fucked my girlfriend's new girlfriend before she did. Which I'm like, if that was the way that it went, then it just sounds circumstantial, you know? Anyway, that's just a thing. That's just, I once fucked my girlfriend's new girlfriend before she did. That wasn't even, there's no expansion on
This
that.
is both of these are just, hey, I nutted.
I'm starting to see your point. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this one is wild.